How's it going? My name's Joe Daly. Today I'm going to take you through a tech inspection before putting your vehicle on a dyno. The first thing you want to do is get in the vehicle and start it up. Starting it up just to make sure that the check engine light's on and there's no other lights that may hinder your ability to dyno the vehicle. Then we're going to take you under the hood. The first thing you want to check when you're looking under the hood is the oil level. You want to make sure it's at the correct level between the lines and that it's not overly black or worn. You also want to check the coolant while you're under the hood to make sure it's the right level. Looks good to me. Another thing that would be handy to check before you put the car on the dyno is for any oil leaks or transmission fluid leaks underneath the car. And finally, you can check the transmission fluid level. Of course, you have to have the car running for it. Good to go. That completes the underhood inspection before putting your vehicle on a dyno. The next thing, after checking under the hood, you want to check the vehicle over for any obvious safety issues. Looking underneath the vehicle for any linkages or broken parts that may hinder the ability to drive on the dyno smoothly. Checking for U-joints, different axle leaks, or anything like that. Next thing you want to do is check the tire pressures on all tires, just to be on the safe side. And to get the correct tire specification, usually it's on the inside of the door. The next thing you do before putting a vehicle on a dyno is torque the wheels. I looked up the spec beforehand and it's 100 foot-pounds. And you want to do this on all the driving wheels. This ensures that you don't lose any wheels while you're driving on the dyno. That completes the exterior inspection.
I'm Miles Gaines, and I'm going to go over how to put the car on the dyno. First, you got a guide from the front to tell them how to center the vehicle on the dyno. You don't want to do it from the back in case something happens and the vehicle slips backwards and get crushed into the wall. As you can see, right now, he is pretty centered on it. Use one to guide you back. Actually, he's probably a bigger base. As you can see, the car is on the lift portion of the dyno, and you want to make sure it's equal on either side. So then, over on the computer, you want to go to lift and then down, and this will lower the lift on the dyno, causing the car to be on the rollers. So now he's going to put the vehicle in drive and let it idle and let the tires slowly spin, and as they spin they're going to center the vehicle onto the rollers. Now that the vehicle is centered on the dyno, we now have to strap the vehicle to the floor, so it can't go anywhere in case it slips off the rollers. For the back, there's 2 floor pots in the ground, and we want to crisscross each strap to a sturdy part on the vehicle. So for this vehicle, we attach the straps to the strut mounts on either side, and as you can see, the straps form an X so that they cross. This prevents the vehicle from moving side to side on the rollers while it's moving. In addition to the strapping the vehicle down, we also want to chock the wheels. So we have this wheel chock, we just slide it in. It's somewhat of a secondary precaution in case the car comes off the rollers. And these tighten down pretty good. And then you also want to attach the front of the vehicle to the floor pots. As you can see on the front of the vehicle, we attached the strap to the front sway bar and then forward to the floor pot here. Finally, we need to put the fan in front of the vehicle to simulate what it's like driving down the road. Inside of the shop, there's no air rushing into the radiator to keep the engine cool, so we use these high-powered fans to simulate the airflow through the radiator. Don't forget your wheel chocks on the other side. In conclusion, it is pertinent that you make sure the vehicle is safely secured to the dyno. We center the vehicle on the rollers, and then we attach the straps to the rear in an X formation. We put wheel chocks on either front tire, and then we also strapped the front of the vehicle to the floor pot and the fan to keep the engine cool. Be safe.
Oh no. Man, this is exhausting. Which reminds me, you gotta remember to hook up the exhaust. And also, turn on the exhaust fan. Hi, my name is Shane Collins, and I'm gonna explain how to use the Mustang dynamometer. We have our system here, Miles, in the car, ready to go. The first step is to get everything set up with the car. The vehicle will be placed on the dyno, the exhaust fan will be hooked up and turned on, the cooling fan in the front will be hooked up and turned on. At this point then, we would hook up the OBD wire. This vehicle is OBD2 on board, so it works like that. If not, we would have to use an inductive lead on the number 1 coil wire. What this does essentially is gives us a tach signal. The tach signal is very important for calculating horsepower, and the test that we'll be doing today is using a 1/4 mile sprint. What we have to do now is connect the vehicle's onboard diagnostics to the scan tool on the dynamometer. So we go to Scan Tool, OBD2, Connect. This vehicle might have an enhanced OBD, but in this case we're going to just use PIDs from the vehicle using the Scan Tool on board, which will load the tach signal. And there we have engine speed. Now, our exhaust fan and cooling fan and the car are all on. We're going to start this test. Now we're going to do a simulated 1/8 mile with Miles driving this car. The tree is pre-staged, the 3 lights will light, and then green will go. mile with a new person, just to compare reaction times. Here we will start it. Now we'll show one last demonstration with the Pro Tree, which turns all the lights on at once and then goes to green. And that's what a red light is.
Just to go over again what we did today, I showed you how to do a preliminary check on all the vehicle, make sure it's all safe to go on a dyno.
I showed you how to properly strap down the vehicle to make sure it doesn't roll away on you.
Finally, I showed you how to use the dynamometer.